Hello, it is Thursday. Is it right? Did I? Okay, yeah, we are on the right window. The right, that right screen. See, whatever. Anyway, hi. My voice is still a little scratchy, it feels like. Or my throat is not fully back, but it's fine. It's better than it was before. I think it was good to take that, to take yesterday off as well, just in case, and I'm not gonna be doing that much talking today anyway, so probably should be fine, if I take it a little easier and I don't, yell and talk too loudly like I have the tendency to. But I hope everybody's doing well today. We are here for another sesh. I could doze after this, whatever you want. You can be productive. You can take a nap. You can lurk and go off to dreamland. Whatever you want. Studying as well. Hell yeah. God, I love this OST. Yeah, I think I think, see, the thing is, like, I want to say I'm gonna be slowing down a little with, you know, this many streams per week, but on the other hand, I really need to study. So, like, I'm just caught between a rock and a hard place at this point. Like, if I don't stream, I'll be studying significantly less. I know that. I don't have the discipline and stuff. Either way, I'm gonna be exhausted, so I might as well be exhausted and productive. And if need be, I'll just cut down on one of our regular streams, because those usually tend to be more exhausting than this one. And this one actually, you know, yeah. I have heard about Fuyad. Yeah, good for her. I might hear it in my dreams. That's valid. That is so valid. I don't know, as usual, I don't know how long we're gonna go today. I think 4 sessions for now is still, or 4 study chunks for now is still too long. So we're probably gonna keep it at 3 maximum-ish. Also depending on what I do. If it's like 3, you know, exam study chunks, you know, 3 20-minute sessions, you know, the stream's gonna end up being a bit shorter than if I were to do like 3 or 2 to 3. Just working on my assignment, because usually I can go like half an hour or so on those. What was I gonna say? There was something else. Oh yeah. I just tested this before, like, on the starting soon screen, and it didn't work. Timer, do you work? Okay, in theory, you work. That's good. That's good. It might have just been because I wasn't on that screen, that it didn't fully start. Let me get some more water. There we go, there we go. By the way, to those who are working / studying, what are you studying? Or what are you doing? Feel free to share. Now, during the breaks, even while I am yapping along. I'm curious. I am curious. I think someone, was it Sky or someone else mentioned that they were studying like STEM, something STEM. Use pointers or reviews or something. I always study better when watching videos because it's like a teacher talking. That's fair. I do that sometimes, but I feel like I realize that my attention span isn't good enough for that, I think. Like, I found, I think, throughout my years of trying to figure out how the fuck to study, I think where I'm at now is that I have, like, notes in front of me, and I talk to myself. I repeat them out loud. And in my case, because I'm studying in German, it actually somewhat helps to take these notes and try to translate them into English. So far, at least, that's helped. So that's usually how I do it. Occasionally, I'll do videos if, like, if there's something that, like, I feel like I don't understand just by reading. I did that with statistics, with my statistics course, where I watched some videos and I feel like that did help me a little better. Tax laws, the boring ones. Which ones aren't boring? Systems neuroscience. I have an exam next week. Neuroscience is also interesting. Neuroscience also ties into psychology to an extent, you know? Or, well, to a pretty big extent, honestly. There are also a couple of courses that are like biopsychology and neuropsychology and all that stuff. Going into that as well. The boring ones are the ones that I don't get despite reading for the 1000th time. That's fair. The even more boring ones that you don't even need to know, technically. All right. What say we get into our first chunk, our first chunk, our first study chunk, which will be 20 minutes at first, and then with a 10-minute break, and both timers should be working now. I think they did last time, so let's hope they do this time as well. Anyway, I also have my if I happen to do any typing later, I have my clackety clacks again. But let's begin in 3, 2, 1, and you work. Okay, beautiful. Whoop, there we go. And it is time for our first break. Let me set timer. Lower it to 10. Switch over to this one. Reset time. And we got it. Perfect. God. I got something in my throat and it will not leave. It refuses to leave me. I will break study time or that. Anyway, I saw you guys, but couldn't reply until now. Sky, hopefully your day is gonna get better soon. Take care of yourself. Get some rest if you need to. All that stuff, but thank you for popping in anyway. Lenny, timing, but you know, hey, at least that means you can just lurk and vibe. And yap during the breaks if you wish to. Yeah, I did finally get it to work. Since last stream. We finally got it. Okay, let me do this. Okay, there we go. That's better. Studying is going well. It is actually going very well. Going very well. Current lesson I'm on is all about relationships and affiliations and the whatnot. Going into, you know, just like the general concept of you know, humans being social creatures and social affiliations, and the different types of relationships, different types of love that there are, all that stuff. It's a pretty short one, and I feel like I know most of this, just like in general. So whenever I have stuff like this where I'm like, I feel like I know most of these points, I just like I look at least for like names and specific studies, because those are very likely to be tested. Oh god. Oh yeah. New AP Shadow is absolutely disgusting, at least side 1. Also, what do you think of the new endgame updates that are coming in 4.3? New endgame updates. I have not kept up. I have only seen something that I didn't know whether it was official, and then I just moved on. I did the new APOC, but only stage 3. I haven't tried stage 4 yet, but I think it's not gonna go well. But I think it's not gonna go much worse than the others did. I'm probably gonna try with Finon and I don't know, maybe Anax. Yeah, my Anaxa team didn't do so hot in the second half. Maybe I'll try Boot Hill. Maybe I'll try Boot Hill on my second second half, and Finon team on first. We'll see. We'll see. I do not want to hear the word AP for at least 2 weeks. Wrong AP. You know what's a great example of healthy relationships? Kinnikuman, because that shit's goated. Hope the co-author gets well soon. Hell yeah. There's our Streamly Kinnikuman mention. Autographs and sponsor. Yay! Yay! If you play Honkai Star Rail or Zenless Zone Zero and you wish to be financially irresponsible, let me help you be a little less financially responsible. I don't have a link or anything yet. I'll have one soon. Right now I just got to go. I got the go ahead to announce it and, you know, promote it a little bit yesterday. So I made a post. I got it in the description of the video, where on Buff, which is a cute as hell name, you can get up to you can get 10% off any in-game top-up for HSR or Zenless Zone Zero if you use my code. Hell yeah. I'm gonna set all that up later though. But yeah. First sponsor, baby. Happy. But yeah, more on that another time. More on that later. I still gotta get stuff set up and stuff and all that. In an official post, they said that each endgame has an extra challenge with a third stage where you can fight another boss, and if you beat that boss, you get 100 jade. Only 100? Is that worth it? Meh. I mean, it feels just like a slightly easier anomaly arbitration at that point, doesn't it? Yeah, it feels like it's not really worth it. It depends, I guess, on how they do it. 10% off is still 100% of my budget, but it's still nice. That is true. 300 in total. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Ba-da-da, ba-da. Ba-da. Honestly, I feel like at this rate, I might be able to take my exam like this coming week, probably. That'd be very nice. That'd be real nice. There's a Bootle thing that's like 300 big bugs. Yeah, so they have like bundles that if you like, you can see in detail what exactly that entails, but it's basically like a guaranteed 5-star. Guaranteed 5, like you can get bundles where like you have a guaranteed 5-star character or a guaranteed 5-star light cone. So it'll just, you know, get you all the top-ups that you would need for that amount of jades, that amount of poles. Like, yeah, the Bootle, like, yeah, the Bootle, or, you know, Boothill or Silverwolf or whatever, would be 300-ish, give or take. Yeah, basically anomaly, but easier. Yeah. And I don't even do anomaly arbitration, because fuck that. Whenever it resets, every now and then I will try it for an hour, not less than an hour, half an hour, and then I decide that I don't want to fuck with that, because I can't even get through one boss, and then I just leave. Oh, my water is almost empty. Let me refill water. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. Ah, yeah. Okay. There we go. We got a couple minutes left. Brum, brum, brum. Bum, bum, bum. Might be drunk me talking, but your voice is especially soothing today. I needed this today. God. Speaking of soothing, I just choked on my saliva. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And hey, if you're drinking, hope you're enjoying yourself. Or, well, you said you're having a shitty day. Drink lots of water, don't overdo it. Have some food if you haven't had any in a while. New P5 video when? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that. It's just because, like, I want to do more and more fun stuff again. It's just a matter of time, really. I do want to get back to Ace Attorney this week. So we might do another tier list of some kind or whatever next week. I had a brain fart there for a moment. Rabbit Mask from Kitty Command is just the best anime lens ever. Fuck Vegeta. Fuck Sasuke. He was the OG, your granddaddy's Lancer. Hell yeah. Bum, bum. One anime that I've been getting to, I don't have time to like really go into it, but one anime I've been getting back into is Bungo Stray Dogs recently. I fucking love BSD. and I cannot wait for whenever season 6 comes, and I should probably read the manga to catch up on some of the stuff that the anime left out, which I recently discovered was apparently quite a lot. Would you need a new stream on a goofy game that's less than $5? I have one in mind. Not less than $5, but it's apparently a very goofy and weird game. After Llama, gonna try to get Never? Hell yeah, good luck. I do have one game that someone suggested to me, I forgot who it was, that I want to try out at some point. But first, I want to get through some of our currently, you know, still open playthroughs like Ace Attorney, Pokemon, and stuff. At least one of those two. And yeah. Ooh, Sky! I respect it. First things first, I respect it. But this is a Kunizai household. More on that after our second study session. More on that in our next break. Anyway, another 20 minutes. Let me set the timer. Let me reset the timer. Make it 20 again. I think with this one I'll actually finish my this lesson as well. Okay, yep. And hold on, we're gonna do this. Agree, disagree? Yeah. There's no wars here, just sharing our disagreements, and we can do so. We can talk about set disagreements more during the next break, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Alright, give me few seconds. Few seconds, almost done. Okay, there we go. There we go. And it is time for break. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, stream is lagging. Stream is wholly dropping. No, not again. What the fuck are you doing? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. OBS, could we stay? Okay, wait. Wait. We are stabilizing. We are stabilizing. I think we're back. I think we're good. I think we're good for now. I think I think we're good. I think we're back. Okay. We are stable. And now it is break time. Why do you stop? Not that. Be gone. Oh god. Ignore me, ignore throat. I need water. There we go. Okay, and timer is working too. Okay, I do believe that it depends on how my brain does. Well, I feel like I am done with the lesson that I had planned to review today, and I feel like I've got it down mostly. I've kind of started on the next one already, which is actually the last one, which is nice. But I feel like my brain is slowly shutting off, so we might only have one more session, one short session, and then we're gonna call it. And honestly, on that note, we can also have a little bit of a longer break. You know, I'm gonna extend break time by 5 minutes. I'm gonna extend break time by 5 minutes. There we go. Well, technically, I've extended it by 6 minutes now, but that's fine. Oh god. Because next one's gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna leave it at a short hour in total of studying. And I think while I am still getting used to everything and recovering, I think that fits. We can do that. Anyway, back to shipping. No, like, again, as I've said, we respect any and all ships here, even if some of them are not my cup of tea, which is honestly, so it's not even that. Here's the thing, it's not like, it's not that Chuya and Dazai aren't my thing. Technically they should be. I think it's just that I've grown so attached to Kunikita and Dazai early on that everything that came after just didn't hit as hard. You know what I mean? I get it. I definitely get it. But I don't know. And to be fair, at the end of the day, they are kind of similar. I feel like Kunikita is a mix of Chuya and Oda, which is probably the two biggest, well, not the two, but two of the biggest Dazai ships anyway. So, you know, you kind of killing two birds with one stone, in a way. But god, I love BSD. I love it so much. If you haven't watched Bungo Stray Dogs, watch it, but also read the manga. Because according to every source I know, the anime Studio Bones Studio did leave out quite a lot of significant stuff from the manga and light novels. But even then, even as an anime only, it's still an incredible show. I feel like you can just tell that here and there are things that, like, there are certain characters where you feel like there should have been something there, but still, a lot of it I think is done well enough to keep your interest and get you invested. Hot men together who have some looking history is so good of a ship. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just like the... See, and to be fair, who says it can't be all three? I do love me a good poly ship. I do love me a good polycule. And I genuinely think that Kunikita and Shuya would kind of get along. In a weird, like, somehow. They could bond over hating Dazai. Realized I'm a Genshin tourist, because only yesterday I realized that I can go to other people's worlds and farm the materials for my limited characters there with their permission. Better late than never, right? Better late than never. You wanna know what's a good ship? Ichigo and Rukia. I get Ichigo and Orihime. She shows off her affection, but Ichigo also liking her was a bit of a stretch. See, I go for neither. I go for... Is anyone surprised? I go for Ichigo and Uryu because I'm a filthy Fujo. But I get both. I do like Ichigo and Orihime always seem like kind of like the you know, the main push of sorts. But Ichigo and Rukia is very popular. It's very popular. So I get it. I prefer them platonically. I'm just a sucker for platonic straight friendships, relationships. Time to upgrade all of my characters that I pulled for and couldn't find materials for. Hell yeah. Arlecchino being level 40 for over 1 year. God damn. Will we ever get another AO3 reading stream? See, I have been thinking of not necessarily a reading stream, but I have been thinking of a writing stream. I have been thinking of a fic writing stream. Again, really the main issue is just time. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time and energy combined. If I have one, I don't have enough of the other. Writing, scandalous. Talking about anime relationships with random internet people on the day I broke up with my girlfriend of 3 years as peak entertainment. Oh damn, I mean, if you broke up with her, it probably wasn't as hard on you, I would assume, but still, damn. Speaking of platonic relationships, the wrestling anime. Gee, Walid, I wonder which one you're talking about. Damn. But yeah, I've been wanting to get back into writing. And I feel like that'd also be nice. Because then, you know, even if chat doesn't know what I'm talking what exactly I'm writing about, you know, people can also give input and stuff. And also kind of get like an insight on how I write. Because the way I write is not that different from most people, I would assume. But when I write, I kind of just like go for it. I don't like I just write. Either I just go for it, or I like sit there and I do like hours of research on like, you know, character analysis and speech patterns and whatnot before I can even get to writing. Because there's some characters that are just very hard to get down, really. Me, an AO3 author? Say it ain't so. But yes, I do. Do I have my AO3 as a command? I actually don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I just make like I should make like a dedicated AO3 thing. I'm currently in the process of making a card, with the double R, to put like all my links in and stuff, for like easier access. But yeah, it's just like the same name as like all my socials, KIMCCH, and I've only uploaded 3 because I can never bring myself to finish a fic. I've done one OnStars fic like years ago, a ZZZ one after 1.7 dropped because I love Mockingbird, and some ongoing Ace Attorney chat fic that I did that is now on a hiatus because I don't really know where to go with it anymore, or at least for now. So yeah. Kinnikuman and Natsuko's relationship is a good example of a healthy platonic male and female relationship. Yeah, dude, I love platonic hetero relationships. Because I feel like you don't, like, those are so rare. Like ones that are like very clearly these are supposed to be friends, you know? And not like teetering the edge or anything. Fairy Tail is a good example of you know, good friendships of all kinds. Zeno's new characters look so bad. Everything after Banyo looks like a 10-year-old made them. I haven't really kept up with it since 2.2-ish. Like I still like catch like some of the characters and stuff, but like story-wise I stopped in 2.1, which I think was good. And I've heard that, you know, the story onwards is also very good. But as a male character enjoyer, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. And ZZZ, unfortunately, is just leaning too hard into the neglecting male characters and really focusing on the female fan service. Like really focusing on it. And just like the difference is like the contrast, I guess, has just become too strong for me. But hey, those are still into it. Good for them. Any HSR ones, I would love to, but some of these characters are so fucking complicated to write. Oh, how I would love to write a Sampart fic, but getting a solid grasp on the mind of Sampo Kozuki is agony, especially because we don't know enough about him yet. Or we do, but we know quite a bit about him yet, but like not, you know, the details and whatnot. I could always go for an AU. That is true, but I feel like, I don't know, characters like Sampo I've always had some trouble with because it's like it's tough to balance that like carefree and chipper attitude with like the seriousness that I want to bring in, because I need my characters to suffer, and making those kinds of characters suffer is not easy. So that's kind of the issue. The bad aspect of Kinnikuman being a mostly male cast while only having hetero characters is that the romance is kind of ass, and the chemistry between the wrestlers is deeper than the interests. That's just every shonen. That's just every shonen out there, almost. The only clear exception I can think of is Fairy Tail. Because Fairy Tail, despite the fan service, puts effort into its female cast. And the straight relationships are actually very well written and diverse. And that's why we love Fairy Tail. Have you tried to make your characters not suffer? But that's boring! I want the spice. I need the spice. I need spice. There was multiple chapter Topaz Aventurine one I really liked. Recommend to everyone. Topaz Aventurine, not my thing. I'm a Rayshireen sucker. I prefer Aventurine and Topaz as besties, but it is valid. It do be valid. I do have like 45 open HSR AO3 tabs or so of different ships. Rinko and Kinnikuman Nisei being a part of the Children Olympics only served as unnecessary drama between Kinniku Mantaro and Jade, which ironically have a better chemistry than Mantaro and Rinko. Fair. Doctor, you're so huge. Indeed. Suffering does build character. And even if it doesn't, even if suffering shrinks the character, I will still do it. I still need it. I love it. But yeah, if you wanna an anime, and if you don't mind longer animes, but if you want an anime with solid straight relationships, Fairy Tail. It's long-ish. It's like not even 300 episodes, I think. I think it's even less than, well, including 100 Years Quest, it's like 300 episodes. But Fairy Tail, the only show that has managed to make me look up a straight ship on AO3. Let that be known. The only one thus far. There has never been another. So that alone, I believe, speaks volumes. Well, okay. I lied. The only one of two, because they both follow the same pattern. I realized that I have a very specific pattern when it comes to straight ships. I have a very specific pattern that is, to be specific to the characters, Gajin and Levi from Fairy Tail, and Jack, Atlas, and Carly from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. The cheerful girl that's got a bit of an attitude, also struggles a little bit with her self-confidence, but overall very cheerful, and the brooding, kind of asshole-ish guy that may or may not start off antagonistic, and then gets like immense character development, and it's not quite an I can fix him thing. It's more like an I will fix myself for this person thing. I love it. I love it. And those two so far have been the only one I've seen in anime that I've like hit that exact spot. Love is War or Horimiya. I've heard Love is War is good. Might not be my... I watched like the first couple episodes, not quite my thing. Horimiya I've heard is also good. And I've been kind of interested in watching. I watched the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity on Patreon. It's a really, really wholesome, really sweet one. And like, I do enjoy straight romances, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy straight romances every now and then. Lovely Complex is one of my favorites. I love that dynamic. But I just don't like get as invested as I usually do with queer ships. Fruits Basket I'm also interested in. Fruits Basket I heard is really, really good. Final Battle of Pre and Nisei Kinnikuman was just I suffered more than you and I never bitched once. Ooh, that kind of drama can go very well or very badly, depending. Bam 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 ba-dum. Pansexual ships also good. To be fair, I mean, speaking of my straight ships, I do headcanon Levi as my bisexual queen. Toradora was a classic. I think nowadays I wouldn't enjoy it as much anymore because it really does lean heavy into the like tsundere trope and whatnot. Kimi ni Todoke. If you like slow burn, Kimi ni Todoke is it's a big one. It's a pretty big one. It's a pretty big slow burn. But I liked it. I liked it. Scramble for the Throne. Interesting. I don't think I've heard that one, actually. Religion requires. I strongly disagree about queer ships. Religious family person here, but I don't poke my nose in other people's business and respect the hustle. Sorry. Just, like... say, like, I respect the hustle when it comes to queer ships is just, like, such a funny sentence. It's like, hey, I don't get it. I don't engage with it, but I respect the hustle. I just like that phrasing it's very funny to me. But also, listen, no religion is inherently homophobic, and if it is, that's a you problem. No, well, that's a you problem and a problem with the religion in general. We don't discriminate based on faith here, but you know, no religion is inherently about being a bitch and about denying other people's right to exist and be themselves. Genre really good for its time. Kind of generic right now. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. The arc before was really good. Ooh. Oh, that's the arc. Scramble for the Throne is the arc. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay, let me get one more stretch in. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. God, I want to talk more about ships, man. I need more people to talk about ships. Especially like the specific ones that I'm into that people usually don't care enough for. I need people to talk with me about Yu-Gi-Oh ships. No one even watched the Yu-Gi-Oh anime after the original, after Duel Monsters or GX, let alone cares about the ships. Isla. Okay, listen. I don't want to get too big into this now, but I'm pretty sure that even Islam as a religion is not as homophobic as people claim. That it's similar to Christianity, where, you know, it tends to be people twisting messages and people twisting words more so than the actual religion. But either way, as long as you respect people's right to exist, and you don't pull any bullshit of like calling them sinners or whatever, you know, it's whatever. Only thing I know about Yu-Gi-Oh is Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it should have been me. Fellow Muslim. Ooh. I don't know too much about Islam. I've caught things here and there because my father is also Muslim, or like, you know, like the entire side of my family is Muslim. My mother's side, we're not really religious at all. The thing is, you can't do stuff before you're married, and only female and male can get married. Yeah, it's kind of like a thing of like, you know, condition A. Like if condition, you know, like you can't get married, but the condition, like gay people, or like these people don't even, like, you know, you have condition B, but if you don't even meet the precondition, the criteria to meet condition B. So it kind of like, you know, it's a chain essentially. But a lot of the time with religion, it's like there's nothing explicit going like, oh, gay people this and that, trans people this and that, or different races this and that. There's usually like no explicit mentions of that to begin with in the original scripts, but people, you know, people be peoplein', and they just twist things as they please. Your favorite is Zexal? That's the only one that I have, or the only one pre-7s that I have not yet finished. And GX I'm like close to the end, and I'm slowly making my way through Zexal. But that is a good one. That is a pretty good one. Anyway, we can talk more about that later. We have one final session. Break's been over for like 10 minutes, I think. Arc 5 is good. I have more to say about that during our next break, because my god, do I love Arc 5. But first, work, and then yapping. So let me set the timer. Let me set the next timer. Another 20 minutes, and this is gonna be the last one. Running away. See you guys next break. Hell yeah. Alright, here we go. Oh god, okay. And with that, we have finished our last session. You know, funnily enough, with this one I actually could have gone longer, a little longer, but I was like, you know what, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll continue after stream. I know I won't, but you know, at least I did something. I did something. I actually do think that I'm making decent progress. I am like, I want to say 70 to maybe 80% done with my assignment. I'm almost done with my presentation. I literally only need to hold it. I am almost done with studying for my exam. I'm getting there. I am getting there. Now back to that banger take that Walid offered earlier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is absolutely one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I'm not gonna lie. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. And I had to severely hold myself back from just yapping on about it earlier. Whoops. Okay, there we go. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 in a while, but I fucking love it. And to be fair, I will say, I know that that Arc 5 is by far not people's favorite, or not general favorite. And I will say that yes, as much like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the things where my opinion should not necessarily carry a lot of weight, depending on what exactly we are judging about the show. If we're talking about the characters, we're all good. But by God, do not ask me what happens in any duel. Ever. I can tell you the characters that dueled each other. I could not tell you what their signature monsters are for a lot of them. I can tell you maybe the general archetypes, but even that's getting a little tricky, because when I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I tend to skip through the duels. I tend to like skip through like 5 to 10 seconds at a time, and like catch all the little dialogue in between, all the important moments in between. But the moment they go back to dueling and yapping about their strategies, I'm out. But my God, gotcha Fuyat, gotcha. Arc 5 is one of my Yuya, one of my favorite protagonists. I do think that the Arc 5 hate that I've seen, or, you know, criticism, is definitely, like, exaggerated to an extent. Arc 5 has its issues. With the pacing in particular is what I see most people pointing out. I personally am not a fan of Arc 5's ending. I think it's a little weird. Like, just literally just the very end. Like, I'm talking the last 1 to 2 episodes. You know, the final duel, essentially, and the stuff around it. But I love Yuya as a character. I love Arc 5 as a series, because, number one, Yuya as a character is very refreshing, because... or refreshing in a sense, because... after Zexal, and don't get me wrong, I love Zexal, I love the characters. Yuma might be my least favorite protagonist so far. Still love him, but he does, you know, I have my gripes with this character. Not my gripes, but he's just not my type of character. Yuya, I really like, because he, on the one hand, he does appear to fit in a similar mold than characters like Yuma or Judai, or if you want the dub, Jaden, do, with like just being an utter, like, being a fucking moron and being a himbo and being an idiot. But with Yuya, it's more fun to watch because he's not necessarily that stupid for real. Like, he's putting on an act. He is deliberately turning himself into a clown. a performer. And I love that. But like Arc 5, actually, you know, on the topic of like I don't watch the duels, Arc 5 is the only show where I am more like inclined to watch the actual duels, at least Yuya's, because they're actually fun to watch. Because Yuya's entire character, my god, that 2 Y's, that's too many, that's what it's about. Yuya's character is about taking like the base concept of what a duel is and just turning it into an entire performance. And like using his monsters to, you know, perform little tricks and whatnot. And, you know, putting on this big show. It's so fun. The dueling style is like the gateway to deeper aspects of... I don't mean to say that, like, I don't care about the dueling at all. Like, the way that characters duel, yes. I'm talking about, like, the details. Like, what cards they play, you know? Like signature monsters, general archetypes, I know, like, appearance-wise. Whether I know the names is another matter, because there's a lot of names. Similar sounding names as well. I mean, like, that I don't watch the entire duel. I know, like, the gists of how these characters duel. I know how these characters, I know that, for example, like, Yuya, generally, like Yuma, you know, without Astral, not necessarily the smartest boy, not necessarily the type to think ahead. Yusaka, on the other hand, definitely more, you know, more like more the strategizer. Yuya loves putting on a show. You know, some of them are I guess, smarter, more tactical about it. Others just jump ahead and see where it takes them, and then may or may not have to be saved later on, but then come into their own at some point. But the other thing that I love about Arc 5 is that I feel like Arc 5 did the idea, the concept of Arc 5's protagonist, and I'm gonna try to keep this mostly spoiler free, but many Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime have the general concept of the main character at some point during their journey getting, you know, I'll call it corrupted of sorts, where they lose sight of what they're doing, of what they want to do and whatnot. They get tainted. They may switch sides for a while, and, you know, need their own little villain arc. And I feel like Arc 5 is definitely one of my favorites in that aspect, because Arc 5, I remember watching it while I was like on my spree of, like, you know, binging the Yu-Gi-Oh series, was the strongest impression of, oh fuck, it's getting worse that I've had watching a Yu-Gi-Oh show, if you know what I mean. Because we've had that before, right? The OG Yu-Gi-Oh has it. I don't really remember what that was about. Like, I remember the gist of it. But with Yami Yugi, I think, was the one that got caught up in that as well. GX had Judai just committing genocide, to put it bluntly. 5Ds was more or less spared. Zexal, I think there's something coming up that... I think it's still coming from where I am in the show right now. Arc 5, like, Vrains doesn't really have that until the very end. And Arc 5, they establish very early on that, like, there is something going on with all of these protagonists. And throughout the entire course of the show, you get, like, this growing sense of, okay, whatever's going on, it's not getting any better. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's not getting better. And I love that. I love the build up, I guess. Regardless of, like, the pacing, which in some areas, sure, not the greatest, but the concept I really like. Also, fuck Yusha. Fuck Yuya's father. My god. That man, no, I don't like him. He's not a dork. He's a I don't know who I'd compare him to, but I don't like him. Yuya is very much like the Kinnikuman, where they like to entertain the audience, which is probably a reason they're one of my favorite characters. Yeah, and the thing I also love about Yuya is that he's an entertainer, but he's also horribly depressed and horribly mentally ill. and just not doing fine. And depressed clowns, mentally ill clowns, always a soft spot. Always special little guys in my heart. And I feel like it's nice to have a protagonist, which is also why I love Yusaku. It's nice to have protagonists that, number one, are not just dumbasses, that put on these masks, or that put on these facades that are not as, you know, transparent as they seem. What I missed, just me yapping about how much I love Yuya and how much I love the gradual descent into madness that is Arc 5. And talking about like my appreciation for characters like Yuya, Yusei as well. I mean, Yusei as well. Yusei, I feel like Yusei was the first character in the Yu anime, the series, the shows, that was like stepping out of this, you know, very either happy-go-lucky, or you just, you know, happy-go-lucky, kind of stupid, a little bit, you know, impulsive kind of characters, where Yusei was a lot calmer, more calculating and stuff. Also, the only one that's 18 above. That's above. That's 18 at the time of the show. Like while the show is running at the time of the story. Second highest we have, I believe, is Yusaku, who is 16. And it's also I believe top 3 of my favorites. I think it's Yusei, Yusaku, and Yuya. Yuya for reasons I just mentioned, depressed clown. Yusei because just refreshing to have an adult-ish, a relatively calm adult character. Yusaku because I feel like even comparing him to Yusei, they're still significantly different, because Yusaku is just pure depression. Like, that is just trauma personified. The just like the way that he acts all for like a lot of the show, and the way you can like actually tell how much, you know, the shit he's gone through affects him, and messed with his, like, you know, his emotions, his expressiveness, the way he shows his feelings and whatnot. And then his later development with I. And also he gets bonus points for, I mean, to be fair, that's all of them, but he gets bonus points for the indirect love confession at the very end that I will not speak of further. Kinikwan watches Friends die several times. Ooh, we'd love to see that. Can I say that in Arc V? Shay. Hold on. I only know the sub names. If you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, watch the sub, because the dub is horrible. I'm not talking about the direction, I'm talking about the way I'm talking about the censorship. I'm talking about the awful, god-awful censorship that the dub, puts in every single show. All of them. It's horrendous. Now, who the fuck was Shay? Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Shay. Shun. Okay. I do like him a lot. Was a good character, and I liked his playstyle very much with Raid Raptors. Though they did destroy my man Kai. I mean, yeah, Kai. The thing with you know, like some of the like the special, you know, cameo characters like Kaito, like what's her name in Japanese, Asuka. You know, some of the GX characters, these XL characters and stuff. Yeah, I get that, but you know, they weren't the main characters of the show, so you know. I think the ending was a bit different than the manga. I've heard. Zark as a villain could have been defeated by a lava golem or a kaiju monster, or by ritual summoning. Like, can I say why no one used ritual summon? True, there was no ritual summoning. Although I will say, I low-key do love the way they fusion summon in Arc 5, like the move they do is actually really fun. Speaking of which, female characters in Arc 5, banger. I do like Yuzu. I do like Yuzu. Quite a lot. Serena, depending on which one you use. I also like a lot. I think the characters and the female characters in Arc 5 were done better than they were in Vrains, which, to be fair, doesn't have to say a lot, because Blue Rose, Aoi, in Vrains was done so fucking dirty, as much as I like her. But she was done so dirty. My girl didn't... Spoiler alert, I guess. A spoiler alert for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. My girl did not win a single duel in the entire show. Which, my god, that is just brutal. One of the only good 4Kids dubs was Say It With Me, the Kinnikuman Nisei dub. Ultimate Muscle, the Kinnikuman Legacy, mostly because Kinnikuman is already kind of campy as fuck. That is fair. That is fair. Some dubs are bad, though when I watched it in Italy, the dub there was really good. The thing with the dub is, like, talking about English dub specifically, I watched a video a while ago on, like, the Vrains English dub, where apparently it's not just like them, you know, taking liberty with the localization and stuff and censoring stuff like in words. They changed like entire plot points. They removed entire backstory scenes and change entire backstories, which is fucking wild. Like, removing parts of a character's motivation for what they do. And then the very end, the confession that was censored in the dub, which will always make me mad. Oh, Sky. Wally is like the #1 Kinnikuman glazer. And hey, you know what? We love having a dedicated niche passion that you can talk anyone's ear off. For me, it's Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's Fairy Tail, Natsume Yojincho as well. Like, I have quite a few of those. We love it. We love it. Selena has the most meta deck out of all the girls in Arc 5. Like, Lunalight is so good that when they announced it in the upcoming August structure deck, they added the new support for you. Oh, interesting. It's already too strong. Goddamn. Yeah, no, I like... And speaking of, like, the fusion... I also like the fusion cast. I do also like the fusion cast. And by the fusion cast, I mean I like Sora. Whom... Does he have a different name in the dub? Oh, and Dennis. I also love Dennis. Dennis is my stupid little boy. And speaking of stupid little boys, see now, because just in case some people aren't aware of the dubs, I have to like look them up real quick. He's called Sora. Okay. I love Sora. That's my little guy. That's my little shit. I fucking love him. I absolutely adore him. And oh god. Ah. Let me just make sure that it's been a while since let me make sure I actually have his name right. Yeah. Sawatari, another one of my favorites, who is surprised that the cocky, overconfident, stupid theater kid is one of my favorites. Everyone has their hobbies and obsessions. I really like Pokemon and geology. Ooh, interesting. I also love Pokemon. Not as much as I used to, but yeah. Some of the greatest entertainment you can get is clips from the Nisei dub, because it's an inch away from an abridged series. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite English dubs will always be Nanbaka. Nanbaka is the only anime where you will hear the phrase... where you will hear the combination of delectable twinks uttered by a character. It is so funny. I love Nanbaka. Season 3 was announced in 2016, and it's been 10 years, so... They're both victims, especially Dennis. He was brutally destroyed, but I like both of them as characters. The one time Dennis tried to ask for the heart of the cards and it didn't work. Yeah, I love them as characters. Like, unlike, disregarding, like, their, like, you know, their dual strength and whatnot, I like their characters. Because Sora is just genuinely a fucked up little guy. And so is Dennis, kind of. To a lesser degree. Yuri, I mean, all the you boys, I love them. I do like them. I think I mean, I want to say Yutu was done a little dirty, but like, he was present throughout the entire show. He just, you know, things happened very early on. Think of a big black man chasing you! Ah, Ghost Stories dub. Ah, yes. Yeah, Nanbaka is not on the Ghost Stories level, but dear goodness. Dear goodness. Yeah, the fried fur, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, no, Sora is so messed up and I love him for it. Oh god. It is also... I do also have to say that, meta or not, I don't care. I love the, I love the pendulum mechanic, and I am an Odd Eyes user. I am an Odd Eyes, and Performa Pal, player, because I am just so emotionally attached to those cards in particular, to that archetype after Arc 5. Joe, welcome in! Doing well, Throat is doing better. We're probably not gonna continue for too much longer. We're just, we finished our studying and are now yapping a little bit. But yeah. Arc 5 and Vrains, definitely, I feel like... If I had to pick, like, my favorites, it probably would be, like, my top 3 would be Vrains, Arc 5, and 5Ds. In no particular order. New structure deck coming in August has US deck included with new supports for the Odd Eyes archetype. I'm winning. I'm winning! Yippee! Made myself a quick 10 PM pizza after work. That is very valid. I should make pizza again. Now that I actually have the right flour for it, it should go a little better. I do low-key want pizza. Helps with running on 4 hours of sleep from like 4 to 8 AM this morning. Ooh, I know that feeling. Oh, I know that feeling. Hopefully you can take a nap soon enough. Or just get some rest soon. But yeah, I've also been getting back into like just like playing dual monsters more often. Maybe we'll do a Yu-Gi-Oh stream at some point. Maybe if I can get someone to play with me. Or against me, I guess. As an Ice Barrier and Cyber Dragon, Cyber Dark player, I know the feeling of not being meta. Yeah. Listen, I also play Crystal Beasts. So... so there's that. Tomorrow is a national holiday too. We're like, oh yeah, it is more. It's May 1st tomorrow. True. I forget that that's a national holiday here. I do forget. I still try to use my blue eyes. Always love that card. That is so valid. Honestly, I kind of want to get into just for the sake of emotional attachment, the deck Carly was using in 5Ds, at least something inspired by it, which was like the what are they called, the Fortune Fairies or something. Is it gonna be good? Probably not, but it might be fun. It might be fun. I do not respect any meta player of anything. National holiday everywhere? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a national, like, it's national, yeah, it's a national holiday in Germany. I'm pretty sure it is. Because isn't that like, I forgot what the exact day is called. Something worker rights related or whatever. I love playing with vibes. We love playing with vibes. Does my Odd Eyes deck fuck me over several times? Yes. Could I fine-tune it to be better at it? Yes. Do I want to? No, because all of these cards are fun to use. Workers' Day, that's what it's called. Thinking of trying to get the Dragon Maids at some point? Ooh, Dragon Maids are annoying. They're annoying. Dragon Maid, annoying. Labyrinth, annoying. What was another annoying one? Trap Tricks, annoying as fuck. Runic, annoying as all hell. I still have my elemental heroes. Ooh, based. Any deck that allows you to get up and just do something else for like 10 minutes, annoying as shit. Oh yeah, I will create decks based on emotional attachment and how pretty they are. So, yeah. Non-mana teams on any game is so funny. You want to hit me with a 160 BP super effective move? I only have a 30% chance of flinch in a dream, but here we go. Yeah, it is so fun. Gorky decks. My brother finds them annoying. It's been a while since I've played with anyone. Or played against anyone, whatever. I can play Master Duel against you. I probably will have a stream at some point, which, you know, not the best way to, like, do viewer, you know, play against viewers, but just, you know, just to talk about it some more and give an idea of, like, how I play and what I play. Another deck I went with the structure deck off is Dragon Maids as well. Yeah, honestly, at some point I kind of want to like get all the structure decks so I have them just to have them. Just so they're not sitting in the shop anymore looking at me. I feel like right now I'm just saving up. If you know, if something else is coming for the Odd Eyes archetype, then I am probably just gonna save up a little. Exactly, Wally. Exactly. I jokingly call one Blue Eyes deck the Dragon Honeymoon deck with Kaiba-man and Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Because that girl is simping for Kaiba. Fair. Fair. That's a fair name. That's a good name, actually. Okay. I believe this is where I will call it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, probably with Ace Attorney. Possibly with Ace Attorney, with the Greatest Attorney, because it's been long enough. Unless my throat decides to fuck up, but either way, we'll probably go live. Entered silly moment of the night. You've entered the silly moment of the night indeed. The silly moment being stream end moment. Blue Eyes did get an entire new structure deck with a good new boss monster. Yeah, I do see like blue Eyes decks that like have a lot more things than I recall them having, you know, way back. But yeah. Gonna head out now. I thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and this little yapping session at the end was also very, very fun. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual, this like afternoon time. probably with the great Ace Attorney continuing case 4. And yeah. Consider checking out the Blue Sky, the Twitch, the Twitter, the YouTube, the Patreon if you like anime reactions. Yeah. And I wish all of you a lovely rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, take care, and good bye. What? I have watched that, Joe. I think I did. It's funny. Bye bye.